not long after the NBA lifted its moratorium on trades, the Milwaukee Bucks were really bold, right? Like they go out and get Jrue Holiday. Now they sent Eric Bledsoe, George Hill, and 3 first-round picks plus 2 pick swaps to New Orleans for all of that. It's a big move. Is it worth it? Do you like this move for Milwaukee?
Look, it's a lot. It's a lot. And when I was looking at it, I was like, oh my goodness, that's a lot. That's a lot. But you're trying to re-sign Giannis to this Supermax extension. He's playing sublime basketball right now.
Right.
And they've been able to get into the top of the Eastern Conference or the top of the NBA year after year with the assets that they've had, which most people around the NBA would say, okay, do you really think like the piece that they've had were all-star championship quality pieces? I would say that they've been underrated a lot of the times by a lot of NBA fans. So from my perspective, they're trying to give Giannis the firepower that he needs to win a championship. But at the end of the day, I'm sitting here and I'm like, Kurt, if you give me James Harden or Russell Westbrook or Steph and Clay or LeBron or AD or Giannis or Chris Middleton or Giannis or Jrue Holiday, I don't know if I would take that. I mean, what do you think?
Look, for me, it's a really simple calculus, actually. If Giannis signs the Supermax extension, this was totally worth every pick. And if he doesn't sign the Supermax extension, you just screwed yourself over pretty good, to be honest with you, because now you don't have picks for the rebuild that has to come. It's that simple. If he signs this thing, and I'll tell you, talking to people around the league, there are a lot of people around the league that said there's no way I make that trade unless I have a verbal agreement with him that he's going to sign that deal. So there's almost this expectation now that he's going to, because they wouldn't have traded away that many picks otherwise, right? Like, then again, maybe not. Maybe he likes the leverage. Maybe this was just a little bit of gameplay and they're being bold. So we'll see. I mean, on the court, Jrue Holiday defends. Jrue Holiday can play on or off the ball. He can knock down threes. He is fantastic in the locker room. He is like a pro's pro. On the court, this makes them a little bit better if they can fill. Like, they have a killer starting 5 right now. Absolutely killer. They just got to put some depth around it.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, like I said, I think from Giannis's perspective, it's a lot of pieces, but the Bucks want to try to avoid what happened to Kevin Durant, right? You had 8 years in OKC. You were competitive. You got pretty far in the playoffs, but you never won. And then Kevin Durant was like, what am I doing? I got to go to Golden State, join the super team, and he won Finals MVP and a championship. So from Giannis's perspective, the playbook is already out there. The Bucks are doing everything in their power to prevent that, or even Anthony Davis is another playbook example. So I think the Bucks are trying their best.
And if he's not happy, look, you sign that Supermax. I expect him to sign that Supermax because, $228 million or more, depending on where the cap lands. That's a lot of money. You sign it, and if you're not happy in 3 years, you just force your way out and force a trade.